Hey, it's Jeff, LA Fintech. We're going to go live right now. CoinGenius demo. All right, everyone, thanks a lot for coming down. LA Fintech. We got Christina here at CoinGenius. She's going to present. And here you go.
Oh, well, thanks for that intro, Jeff. All right, well, give it up for Jeff, at least. I mean, he put the whole thing together. He's going to be my official clicker-through person for this presentation. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers. Cheers.
All right. I am Christina Brujan. I am the COO and co-founder of CoinGenius. CoinGenius is the first application of the Genius 15 intelligence platform, which essentially is a giant ear out to the world running through a neural network with AI machine learning, and then a mouth to output clean normalized data. And in fintech, you guys understand how great that is. So moving forward, Jeff, thanks. So the current state of the crypto industry, we took our giant intelligence engine and we said, we need a better solution for crypto traders. Our CEO is a founder, is a trader himself. He was sick of going to 17 websites and trying to decide when to make a trade. And back then in 2017, the volatility was like 10 to 20% if you weren't like on the minute. So basically he said, let's do what we do for Fortune 500 companies, which is aggregate all this data and then put it through a normalization engine and then get clean quantifiable metrics out of it. And he came to me about a year ago and said, let's do this for all of crypto. And my brain broke, and then I put it back together, and then we built it. So the crypto industry, traders, whether it is industrial traders like quants, whether it is prosumer traders, whether it is retail day traders or someone dabbling or someone like my grandmother who doesn't understand this space at all but should be on board, they deal with all of this stuff, not only in crypto but also in regular trading, right? So this is analysis across the board. You got information overload, unreliable data, bad actors, and obvious manipulation that can be quantified, and unsophisticated tools, so like industrial traders that are used to high frequency trading algos, but they don't have the clean normalized data, they don't want to get into the market. I'm getting way ahead of myself. Next slide, Jeff. Thank you. Overload of data. You got bots, you got regular trading, you got crypto trading, you got influencers, you've got quantifiable order book trading, you've got manipulator signals, you've got just so much happening. Essentially, we take all of it and we run it through and we make it digestible. Next. You need a single source of truth. So CoinGenius brings it all into the palm of your hand. Essentially, we were an app-first mentality about a year ago. We've since moved to an API-first mentality. We've churned out data services, we've churned out an API marketplace, we have the beginnings of our data visualization and our web research tool, our automated trap form. Way ahead of myself again. Okay, cool. So CoinGenius brings it all in the palm of your hand. Next. All right. You guys already know this. There's a lot of people still using crypto. Even in a bear market, you're still at about 16 million, billion, put a B on it. Who gave me that old-fashioned? All right, next. All right, 15 billion a day despite the bear market. Keep going. And obviously, we are big believers in the tokenization economy. We're big believers in quantifying things and being able to put them on blockchain transparently. And we believe that we can quantify longevity indicators for these type of projects. Next. All right, products and services. Keep going. All right, so a little bit about the ecosystem. I talked about the intelligence engine. Genius 15 is the API marketplace. CoinGenius, which is the one I'm here to talk about, we have the actual monetizable, first pointed research for all of the data that's in there, our Python playground. And eventually we will have the mobile app and the research platform. All right, so our end customer, obviously we care about every level of the trading economy. We also care about exchanges, wallet providers, mining operators, and government agencies like SEC, who we are speaking with. We have an amazing advisor network who is helping us become part of those conversations. I should tell you guys about our eBitcoin, which is very cool. Next. This is a mock-up, very blurry one for you guys, of our actual API marketplace. What you can't see here is your Bitcoin prediction, 24 hours in advance across 5 exchanges. It's over 90% accurate. You guys would be like, why would you give that away? You make a lot of money when you give it away. You also have quantifiable sentiment. You also have quantifiable stability, which is an algorithm based on volatility. We are working to create a big, giant volatility algo for folks that can just pick it up from our API marketplace and plug it in. Next. We have an entire platform for AI curated news. We are partnered with an aggregator that brings in everything and gives a political neutrality score. That's where we're starting from, and then throwing a whole bunch of crypto news and event trigger indicators on top of all of that. Next. Our coin predictive corridors, as I said, Bitcoin is over 90% accurate. Even with the turn in the market, we went down to 77% accuracy, and it balanced out really quickly as to being able to use it for algos. So you guys are going to ask me, what money have you made on it? We are less than 30 days away from our internal trading platform, where we will absolutely prove all of that out. But you're welcome to have conversations with my technical team about the back testing and how we came to all of this information. Coin scores. All right, so here's kind of our bread and butter, our secret sauce. So we believe that every trader cares about the coins that they care about, not the rest of the crap. They want to filter out all the rest of the noise. They care about Bitcoin because it's 51% of the market, and anything that's tied to Bitcoin or anything that's diverting from Bitcoin, and anything that you look at for your derivative patterns, your option patterns, and all of the things you guys know way better than I do, right? But you can look at things that are quantifiable, like volatility and fraud and sentiment, that are quantifiable. And when you see the aggregation of things start to reach a critical mass where it moves the quantifiable indicator from a low level to a high level, you can program your algos to be able to take advantage of those market changes. Next. Custom smart alerts. It's a very robust way of saying we will give you the alerts for what you want. Next. Data providers, these are some of the ones we have. This is not the 150 that I'm in development with, where we are pulling in a bunch of data sources. We're an aggregator of aggregators. And then we use AI machine learning on top of that to actually have clean, quantifiable, normalized data where you can ingest it. We are ingesting into our algos to prove out our proof of concept. We are opening up these things to be able to monetize on the products, as well as be able to create liquidity and mass adoption within this market that we believe in. Next. Advantages for investors. So the average day trader, this part right here, demystifying complex data sets. There's so much noise in the crypto world, and you look at it and like, my redneck family is like, it's too crazy, I don't understand it. They're not fintech people like you guys are, right? So they see the charts and it's really overwhelming. But when I say, okay, well, this influencer said this and then the market went down, they're like, oh, I can make sense of that. So we're demystifying complex data sets and actually giving you quantifiable indicators that you can count on to make your own analysis. It's up to you whether you want to execute on that analysis, and it's up to you whether you want to automate on that analysis. Next. How do we technically do it? I'm going to gloss over this portion, but you guys are welcome to talk to my data science team. Keep going. We take 360 degrees of sentiment analysis. We come from the Fortune 500 background. We understand the data sets that it takes to have good data in to get good data out. And that's what you need for sentiment. And a lot of these sentiment solutions that they would call us competitors, they're looking at a small little subset of the big picture. And you have to look globally, and you have to look at regulation, and you have to look at sentiment changing across countries and where the opportunities are, and be able to bubble all of that up so that someone can execute on it. Next. Data modeling. This is really complex stuff with neural networks. If you guys understand it, I'll get you in contact with my technical team. Keep going. This one's my favorite one. This is market regime switches, which you guys probably, I see some nods in the, okay, there we go. So you guys are my people. So the market regime models where you understand that, like, Okay, so my quant team broke it down like, Christina, an asset can only go up, stay the same, or go down, and you can algorithmically program for each one of those, plus this, and then a market switch, and if it does this, then you can blah, 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 blah. Now we have a Python data playground to play in, and we're surfacing those tools to folks that actually understand how to use it. By the way, our beta is available in April if you guys want to see it. Next. Yeah, whatever, that's pretty. Keep going. All right, project roadmap. All right, so we've been around for about a year. We are in our seed round right now. We're looking for a lead investor that wants to be on this rocket ship, that understands what we're doing and wants to get on board with us, that will essentially pave the way for these little folks that are like, I'll put 100 grand in when so-and-so is on board, right? So if you guys know a network that is into what we're doing, those are the folks that I want to talk to.
And we're looking to raise on the seed.
1.5 to 3. Depends on valuation and a whole bunch of discussions, because y'all are complicated. Some people want a bigger number, some people want a smaller number. We just want to build cool stuff. Back up really quick. So what you have here is our API marketplace, which is really like our data services that are ready right now for beta test. But then the rest of the year we have the web research platform, which is essentially our internal platform that we're surfacing to the public as those pieces become available. And every one of these APIs and data services that we're creating, you can flip into a mobile app and give out to the masses. So if people want to start dabbling, and that's where you start to get the mass adoption and folks that are probably less sophisticated than yourselves, but they can ride this wave too. Next. All right, so current developments and where we're going. Thank you. Blurry. Okay, so where we are in alpha, right now we have a 24-hour prediction corridors that are over 90% accurate across 5 exchanges. We get these daily. These are available right now if you're interested. Wait, no, just back it up. Thank you. Coin scores. This is CoinGenius coin scores. As I mentioned, our strategy is to give you the information about the coins that you care about, which means every coin needs to have a sentiment score, a market availability index. Like, there's so many quantifiable pieces that I am forgetting at the moment that need to be bubbled up for each coin. And you can use Bitcoin as a S&P 500 version, or you can see the ones that are diverting from it. It's all about your analysis. We have stability and sentiment quantified scores right now. And we have a clean and normalized market data API across 10 exchanges, soon to be 30, and then soon to be 100 as part of the, not 100, we don't even have that many exchanges, 52, sorry. And then the big piece here, which is our customized news platform, where you can actually search and receive updates by coin as the market is happening in real time. Next. Okay, 30 to 60 days. As I've mentioned, we're working on our predictions across 6 additional coins. These are actually ready right now. They're just not available to anyone, but they're pretty exciting. Sentiment scores across the top 100 coins, stability scores across the top 100 coins, clean and normalized data across 30 exchanges, and then all of them. AI machine learning news feeds, which is part of the news platform. We are less than 30 days away from our wallet monitoring and our blockchain monitoring, which has been some really interesting in-depth research as to who drove the prices down to 3,800. Happy to talk about that offline. And also our automated trading platform so that we can execute upon our strategies. So we have an R&D team that is very seasoned in the traditional equity space and understands the correlations between what's happening in crypto and what's happening in like gold and platinum, and where you find those correlations. And as you open your equities platforms, and the volume increases over each one of those time periods. And so our R&D team is like really delving into some very, very interesting things, and we're surfacing those into products that are available to be consumed by fintech corporations. All right, keep going. Okay, so our big vision is to be able to quantify and identify early onset of black swan events. I know that's a very big statement, but that's what we're working towards. We are pretty far along in terms of identifying market manipulation and fake news identification. We're going to continue that effort with our team that just about doubled for our R&D department that just came on, and our interns and all of that, so now I have extra hands to help me with all of this. We have an event trigger dictionary that has over 1,000 event triggers, not only we're focusing mostly from now until 2016, but there are some things that impact beyond that. But 2016 moving forward is kind of like the 500 days of like back testing data that we're working with. And essentially there is plans for other asset classes, including real estate, oil and gas, green technologies, carbon tokenization, the REITs that I've spoken with some of you about, the REITs tokenization that's coming. Just all of these, the entire intelligence engine is applicable to anything as an asset class and as a marketplace. I've spoken with people that have non-fungible tokens in the gaming industry and they're interested in our analysis because they can see how it's applied. I've spoken with folks that are in the sports betting world that are crossing over with medical information to be able to give their players. I can't talk about that either. There's a whole lot of things you can do with AI and quantifiable information. We're just pointing this for the first time at crypto and where the correlations are between crypto and traditional equities trading. Our team. Thank you. That's Jeremy Bourne, that's the first genius. That's Dr. Samuel Franklin, he's the head of our data science team. And Wolfgang Strasser, our advisor, investor, and interim CTO. Our CFO, who works with Fortune 500 companies. Myself, and a whole bunch of other folks that are doing this part-time and on nights and weekends in order to bring this dream to life, which is why I'm here asking for the seed investment. Our advisors are some of the greatest advisors in the space. We have the director of data science for Comcast. She's brilliant. Among other folks that are helping us stay very integrated into the blockchain community. We've been touring, I will say touring, the US from coast to coast for the last year, going to conferences, Consensus, South by Southwest, LA Crypto Invest Summit, both times, April and October. We've been all over the place aggregating this community of followers that are just pining for our data. They're like, how soon is beta available? I have a list of people that are just like, how soon can I have a seat in beta? And we looked at beta, and not to get super off tangent, but we were concerned about how many beta users we could support. We were concerned about having more than 5, and now I have approval that we can have up to 30 receiving 60-second granularity with the updates in order to support the network. But a lot of that has to do with the things that we've done from the infrastructure standpoint to be able to support that. I'm losing you guys with the technical stuff, I get it. All right, we can make a lot of money with it. I just need a little bit of money, and then I can build a whole ecosystem that can make a whole lot of money. All right, next. Our unfair advantage, we've been doing this for a while. We're very, very good at quantifying human sentiment. We're very good at big data and AI. We have a quant trading team that has given us the education about like L2 services and what needs to happen at the millisecond granularity for the high frequency traders. The quant API is not ready yet, but it will be. We're working on it. There's a lot of infrastructure we got to sink into it. And basically, we're big fans of like the crypto and blockchain economies. Next. All right, so our monetization, I don't know how much of you guys care about this, but if you know investors and you're interested in speaking about the investment, please let me know, because all of this is available via subscription. So you have different tiers for the APIs. You want the whole shebang? We have a letter of intent right now for $1 million for our big API for the whole thing, because they understand how important this data is. When we get to the web and the mobile app, you got different tiers of subscriptions. You can do a whole lot there. And then our API marketplace is where you can actually allow other users who've created services that are good for the fintech community to be able to get in touch with quants and algos and family offices who want better APIs. We're creating a market share or a marketplace to be able to surface those folks and give them an opportunity to shine as well. So we have some rev share allocation there. Next, our existing customers, I mentioned our LOI, that is old data. We have 16 signed up now that I got the green light on 30. I will have 30 by the end of the month. No, February, by the end of March. Moving on. All right, so a lot of this is our conversion, and anticipated revenue is, I think it's 5, I think it's higher than that, but. So our investment overview, we've already raised $200K in our pre-seed and our self-funding. Our 3 million seed is open right now. It is traditional equity. We are not a token. We are a data and analytics company. This is equity in the intelligence engine itself. And we're looking for a lead to define the valuation. So this is a really good time to get on board. If you understand what we're doing and you're excited about it, please come see me because you are the folks that we want to talk to. Financial forecast, basically a plan to be able to get to revenue over 50 million in 5 years. I think we're going to hit that quicker, but that's just me because I'm biased. Next. Hey, now we're done. All right, so I'm Christina Brujan. You can find me at Christina@geniusxv.com. That's Genius15, the parent company. Or you can find me at Christina@CoinGenius.ai. All right, thank you.
Do you have any questions from anyone?
With a K, yes, Kristina.
So, now Q&A, right?
Q&A, yes.
So, any questions?
Yes,
There you
sir.
go.
Of the 2019 number.
Your name?
Matthew Nassé. Of the 2019 number for revenue you posted on there, how are you tracking for that so far? You're pushing the end of Q1.
So we went from 12 beta customers to 16 customers in a week. I think we're going to do fine.
Great.
Any other questions?
Do you have any patent on your technology?
We do, as a matter of fact. It's very difficult to patent this stuff, but we do have some IP. Any other questions?
They've been granted.
No, they're still in progress.
Okay.
Pilfering pirate you. It's like, don't do that. Any other questions?
What would you say is your guys' biggest hurdle right now?
Capital injection. I have a whole team. I have an entire thesis. I have an entire R&D department. I know exactly what I have to do from a development investment standpoint.
Yeah.
It's
So what would you
capital
guys do with, let's say, 1.5 to 3 mil?
What will we do with it?
Yeah, like, do you guys have a roadmap?
Use of funds, he's saying.
Yes. Use of funds. All right, that's a fair question. That's a very fair question. So a big piece of that is development acceleration for scalability. So there's things that we had to cut corners on in order to have something demoable versus what I would be satisfied with going out as a production level environment. And so there's a roadmap between now and April of what I'm comfortable with and what needs to close in order for us to support 30 people on production.
Okay.
Who's the person on your team who knows how to ship software?
Who knows how to ship software?
Who has built software proven in the market?
That is Jeremy Bourne. That is our CEO and founder, Jeremy Bourne. He actually, this is not his first entrepreneurial endeavor. He has another platform of software and apps that he's built when he came to me a year ago and he said, I want to take all of my entrepreneurial stuff and apply it to crypto and do this for crypto. I actually believed him because I've seen him do it for 5 years. Yes, sir.
So I'm struggling mathematically with the subscription model. How is the revenue coming? Because there's only about 2 million to some people say 10 million active crypto wallets, right? So that means
there's about 33 billion active wallets, but I see like 2.3 for Bitcoin type of.
Yeah, not really a wallet. Wallets that actually exist for customers that are tracked back to people. It's only about
Right,
3
and they may
million
have
that
multiple and
have been gone, and
right.
there's only about 2 to 10. So if you're targeting a subscription model, the revenue cap is pretty limited, right? So how are you going to get
for
to
one of the monetization arms? So of that subscription. Okay. So let me walk you through just really high level. So the highest tier of technology that we have is the APIs. The full subscription of the APIs for 12 months of service would be $1 million. There is a smaller subset of custom APIs that you can have that's not the whole thing, but something that's tied in specifically to a family office or a hedge fund or whatever they need curated into their back end. That is somewhere around $250,000 to $500,000 depending on what the scope is. And then you have your smaller folks that they want access to the API, but they're your mom and pop shops and they just want the advantages of a quant, and so they're going to pay about $100,000 because they have like one server and it's not a big scalable situation. That's your API monetization stream. Then within the community that you build within your web research platform, you offer some things for free. You offer maybe 2 weeks or 30 days for free to be able to say, hey, this is why it's useful for your trading strategy. This is why it almost pays for itself. And then you give them the opportunity to be like, heck yeah, I would pay $30 or $100 a month or whatever that monetization stream for the coins that they care about. These are $199, $599 pieces of them curating their own strategy and being able to leverage algos like quants do, which is a huge advantage, right? So basically our chief quantitative officer basically said his goal is to make sure that any one of our products pays for itself.
Have you
And
found other industry comps that would show other businesses that are billing at the same rates that you propose to bill at? Where you can understand how much money they're making from that client base and compare it to you?
like Thinkorswim or
Well, I'm just trying to
Yeah.
understand, like, is there really a market for someone who's going to pay $1 million for your API?
There is.
Or
Now, there's
$100,000
only,
for your
like,
API?
call
And
it
if that
3,000
fails,
of them.
what would be your backup plan?
right. So there's a smaller amount of those people at the top of the pyramid, right, and a much larger amount of the mass adoption and
So
the,
which companies have proven that out? Anybody that you
which
guys have seen?
companies have proven that out.
In terms of the billing model that you show?
You bring up a very interesting point, and I can't think of an example that has done what we're attempting to do. We are trying to piecemeal it out where we understand that the first folks that are willing to pay for our data are the big industrial and quants because they know how to leverage it, right? So you need somewhat of a back-end technical team to be able to support something like that. That's our first tier of monetization. With the web research platform, then you start to open it up to the mom and pops, the individual users, the people that maybe aren't so technically savvy because you're servicing the same level of tools to them that you yourself use for internal research, right? You're surfacing those same level of tools. And then for the mobile app, we want to go almost like take the fun out of it. I mean, you guys are fintech, right? So, like, you can piggyback on other people's algorithms, you can piggyback on other people's strategies. My grandma could be like, that guy looks like he knows what he's doing. Like, right? Like, there's a huge thing. You can gamify a trading experience. There's so many things you can do with a mobile platform to appeal to the masses and make sure that everyone feels that they can be a crypto trader. You can't do this for traditional equities because it's already been done by the big boys, right? But crypto's still new, it's in its infancy, and so you can take advantage just from a data standpoint of leveraging all of this and giving everyone the power to move into this space and provide
Did you look at
liquidity.
the traditional equity markets and compare yourselves to maybe to Bloomberg or Reuters and look at the way that they bill?
We've been
because-
compared many times to the
Because
Bloomberg
that's who you
model.
want to look at
Yeah.
when you're thinking
So
about
we're
how you're
actually,
going to charge.
yeah, so our, I can't talk to you about that stuff. Under our NDA, you can hear about the folks that we are speaking to that are interested in our data. It might be somewhere in that category.
So I have another question. That's kind of where I was going with my question because I think what you guys are doing is great. I've seen it a number of times. And I'm in the blockchain industry, so like we need this like super like we need it
Everyone needs
more
it.
than I can explain. But I think where Francis was going is, do you guys have the ability to get into the traditional markets? Because what you're building, I mean, I've used Bloomberg, I've used all of those things, it sucks. And if you guys have what it looks like is a really nice interface, like, why not go take those guys on that are, you know, they have billions and billions of revenue. You don't need that much of the market to take on 50 million.
Really nice tip for you. Samsung announced yesterday that they're building an integrated user interface that's going to make the user interface for every mobile phone customer native to their mobile device.
That's
So
very
they're
interesting.
removing the complexities of blockchain and all the technical, nitty-gritty, the stuff that most non-technical people don't
Protection of
deal
their
with.
privacy, right.
And they're just simplifying it in
I love it.
a seamless native UI on their Samsung phones.
I love
So
it.
how do you play into companies like that? How could you
To take on
how could
Samsung?
you become, no. That's the last thing you
Like,
do.
holy moly,
That's the
David
last thing
and
you
Goliath.
just want a piece. You just want a crumb of their business. If you can get a breadcrumb from Samsung's table, you're in business. How do you do that?
It's a really good question that I haven't thought of until just this moment. So give me
Think
1
about
second
it.
here.
Yeah.
Freak the filter right there.
Put it in your next presentation.
Yeah,
Or answer me at the bar.
that's a really good plan. Let's noodle that out because I would honestly, this entire room of folks, you guys know way more about trading than I ever will. I'm a technology nerd. I know how to build stuff like this. I would really love to hear everyone's feedback about how do I make this stronger? How do I make it accessible to the masses? How do I make it accessible to the Bloombergs and the other people that I can't talk about right now? And how do we continue our conversations with the SEC about how this can be a way to pave the path to normalization and regulation? I love the Wild West that's happening right now, and I love the volatility that's out there for everyone, and I want to quantify it and give it to everyone. But ultimately, I this is not CoinGenius. This is
If
just
you're
me.
not a sale platform, you don't need to talk to the SEC. If you're not selling a token, and
You're
not
right, but the
facilitating
SEC is
sale,
very interested in the quantification of longevity
If all you're
indicators
doing
and
is
snake
you're an
oil
analytic
and being
provider.
able to identify the people that don't belong in this industry.
Okay. So maybe they're a client.
Hey, if you guys want to learn how to short some snake oil, I'm the one to talk to.
Okay, so they pay you for your data.
They pay us for our data by subscription. Yes, sir.
They currently pay you.
No, God, no, not the SEC. No. We're just. It's like Mount Olympus. Like, we're still working on it. I'm like Hercules down here. Like, just still working on it.
Any
Two
other
more
questions over here?
Yeah, I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
Oh, right over here.
Right?
I did notice that you're on Coinbase and some of the exchanges. Did you think about raising money for that initial exchange offering?
We have. So the ICO is not a model that we want to pursue. The STO is not a model that we want to pursue.
STO, I can understand. Sure.
We fully understand that our platform could be tokenized at some point in the future, and if that provides benefit to our users and our community, then we will absolutely look at that. What we need right now is a very small amount of equity investment in the big vision of what we're trying to bring to life. And if someone out there understands what we're doing, this is a no-brainer. But the people that I have to convince, the people that I have to break down the walls, they're probably not the right fit.
So you're dealing basically with accredited investors at this point, or not?
That is an open conversation. Up until a few weeks ago, that was only accredited investors. Now it is an open conversation.
Now it's open.
Now it's open.
Okay. So you have raised some money, obviously both ways.
We had our pre-seed round, which
Okay.
closed at 200K, and we're looking at our seed round at 1.5 to 3 million. And the lead investor that comes in to be the most interested, the one who wants to fill the tank up with the rocket fuel and light the ignition, that is the person that I'm trying to find today. The rest of it, the folks that are not accredited, the folks that are friends and family or crowdfunded or whatever the other opportunities might be to pick up the rest of it, happy to have those conversations, but that's not who I'm after. I need to find that one person who gets what we're doing.
Have you had any conversation with corporate venture capital teams? I mean, given that you have such a big Rolodex of people on your slides, is there anyone interested in that?
We do. So we have quite a few folks that are. So recently we went after the folks that are here in LA. We went after the folks that are already contributing money towards the crypto industry, the folks that understand, the folks that funded Abra and Panteras and the Sequoias and all of those. Point being that a lot of those folks are very interested in what we're doing, and they're like, great, when you find your lead investor, we'll absolutely jump in for 100K. But there's this momentum that hasn't happened because I haven't found that catalyst yet.
May I ask, sorry, I'm Basil. How long
Hi,
did it
Basil.
take you to raise that 200K?
So part of that's a really good question. All right, so obviously some of it was self-funded, and we were going out to all of the conferences last year and trying to hit the really big pieces, and we wanted to talk with folks that were all the way in the hedge funds to the day traders to the crypto enthusiasts, the influencers, to all of it, right? We went to a really horrible show, and after we were approached, we were told, you guys are the only ones who are legit here, so I want to talk to you, and that ended up being a $100,000 investment last year. Another one of our advisors is is a PhD in AI, and he understands what we're doing from a mathematical data science standpoint, and so he raised 50, and then the other 50 was self-raised through the team. So that 200K lasted us for the entire year because we were so bootstrapped, and because there's only 2 of us that are doing it, full time. So most of that was into sales and marketing and the back end AWS infrastructure to support our data aggregation platform.
You had mentioned your CTO is interim.
Yes.
Is there a story behind that, or do you have someone in mind to replace him, or is he?
Well, since this is being recorded, our first choice was Dr. Sam Franklin, who is our lead data scientist. But he has to have a day job right now, and so we're kind of just in a position where, but Sam is very much, part of the review process and everything that we do from a CTO level. So it's kind of a community CTO role right now.
Another question over here. Since,
Yes, sir.
since this is a high-tech thing, have you done with anything with the VC investors at all?
We have reached out to some VC investors, and I'm still looking for that lead investor.
And how much is the lead investor?
Well, I'm only looking to raise between like 1.5 and 3 million.
Okay.
So like I'm a project manager. I'm a technical project manager by my background, and so I have a contingency plan for this much money and this much money and this much money and this much money. So it's all about how fast our investor wants to help us hit the gas.
Yeah, it's just not a lot of, it's not much money.
It's not. And
money,
there's
big deal.
I should also, oh my gosh, thank you, kind sir.
It's not.
This is just our seed round. Our Series A is probably around 7 million. Like Series B, all of this other stuff scales up from here. I'm mostly focused on what I need to do between now and the next 6 months.
So there's equity involved.
There's absolutely
That's this
equity
particular
involved.
point.
Yes. That would be the part that gets someone really excited.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Two, do you have a white paper available? And also, do you guys have any proven concepts of you guys having 90% accuracy with price movements?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes to all of the above, and I'd love to connect you with the technical team, and you can pepper them as much as you'd like.
Sure. Thank you.
We welcome the feedback. We welcome the review. So honestly, to everyone in the room, if you guys are interested, we'll find a time to be able to break it down and show where the value is and show why we know what we're doing here.
But aside from money, is there anything that like I think anyone in this room could bring value to you, like in terms of personnel you're looking for, like introductions you're looking to make? Like, is there something where you, that should we not invest, we can still help you out?
Functional departments you don't have yet.
Okay, so there is many things. Again, COO role, so my whole life is one long checklist, right? So everything is being able to get things off the checklist. We need a longer term, yes, there's a whole lot that we can do. I would say that if anyone is interested in what we're doing and anyone is passionate about what we're doing, please come approach me, please come talk to me. There's probably a way that we can find a collaboration or even just like as a resource for the R&D department or a seat on the beta. We're all about collaboration.
Any other questions, anyone?
Great.
I thought you said this was going to be a heart panel.
No, it's fine, I guess.
All right, well,
Did a
thank you
great
guys
job.
so much.
What's your Twitter handle?
My Twitter handle is GirlGeniusXV.
And the company?
CoinGenius_AI.
Follow. There you go. Follow it. We have a special guest, also Ryan here.
Perfect, Ryan.
Hey. Thanks, Jeff. So we've been saying for that. I think that was a great presentation. More
Thank
power
you.
to you, Christina. That was
Thank you.
impressive stand up there.
Guest from SF right
I'm
here.
from San Francisco. I've been coming to Jeff's meetups here for a while. Jeff does a great job of bringing together the LA fintech community, and I think it's actually a great resource for Southern California broadly of like standing up early stage companies. So I appreciate him fitting me in. I'm from San Francisco. I'm an early stage fintech investor. We invest through a programmatic approach, and we are looking for companies to join us right now. We have an application process. We invest between $50,000 to about $1 million in our companies. And then we work really closely with them for about 6 months to help them understand how to build their companies in the financial services industry. So we focus on kind of 5 kind of key groups that we're trying to connect founders to. Regulators and policymakers, potential partners, whether they're helping you enable the product or helping scale, media and digital influencers that drive a lot of early traffic growth, guys like Jeff in this group. Investors, of course, and other founders who are at similar stages. We're generally looking for consumer, small business, enterprise products. Don't have as much competency, unfortunately, in crypto and some of the market-making activities. Otherwise, this would be a great fit because Christina's business is at the ideal stage for what we're looking for.
We should still chat.
Happy to talk, for sure. It would be helpful.
Yeah, it's time for you to expand.
We really should. I know. But, really want to try to serve as a resource for the early stages of the market. It's called the Financial Venture Studio. I'll be here for a few more minutes. I actually head back to San Francisco.
Twitter handle.
Our Twitter handle is @VentureStudio.
There you
No,
go.
it's not actually. @Financials. I'm gonna get that for you, Jeff. My Twitter handle is Ryan_Falvey. I think it's
There you go. There, plug that in. Retweet.
Yes, thank you, and I appreciate they got the Twitter handle wrong on whatever. I've already heard that too. But yeah, looking for early stage companies. If you know of any, I have my cards. Happy to share. Maybe you guys aren't doing it, but like I think this room is so well connected to the LA fintech scene, and there are some great companies here. We're investors in 2 of them, Dave and Albert, and so we're looking for more.
Right on.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming out. Thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks a lot for showing up. And we'll start doing some undercover filming right now, a little bit after this one. Jeff, LA Fintech, live and direct, DTLA. So what's going on? What brought you out tonight?
My wife agreed to take care of the kids, so I saw the email. I thought it was great. So actually, probably come out to
Check it out.
Another meetup. I've been coming to these for a couple years now.
Oh, right on. Well, thanks for coming back. So what company are you with?
Here's sort of, I guess, maybe representing Pasadena Angels. I work for Western Asset Management.
Okay, what do they do?
They're a bond shop.
Nice. And what about Pasadena Angels?
Pasadena Angels is an angel investing.
Okay, cool. Early stage? Or all stages?
Early stage.
Nice. Cool. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks for having me.
Right on.
We do crypto.
So what's going on tonight, guys?
Great event, Jeff.
What brought you guys out? What brought you guys out?
A quick Google search.
Oh, nice, nice.
It's my second time here. The first one was great. The second one's better.
So what do you guys do?
I'm a director at Iconic Lab. We are a crypto asset manager. We have an accelerator. At the same time, we have a smart beta index for the top 20 crypto assets.
What's an index?
Well, an index is a passive managed fund that rebalances monthly. That gives you access to the top 20 cryptos in a way that you would not have to worry about them if you were managing yourself.
Nice, cool. What about you? What brought you out?
Oversee sales and marketing for a software development company called Particle. Been around for 10 years. We do crypto and blockchain.
That's the specialty?
Yep.
Nice. Cool. All right, well, thanks for coming out, guys.
Thanks for having us, Jeff.
So, Jeff, so what brought you guys out tonight?
Well, you obviously.
Oh, thank you.
Here, but CoinGenius does seem to have some great things going on, and we certainly appreciate it. And she did a great job explaining everything that we needed. I'm sure we'll be able to do so.
Right on.
In the future.
What do you do? What do you do?
Well,
what's an LA token? What's an LA token? Come on, tell us.
The token basically is an exchange, just like Binance or all of the others.
Local LA? Local LA?
Well, we're not local LA, but I'm local LA.
Okay, that's
so I
good
have
enough.
everything here in Southern California, and we deal a lot with cryptocurrencies, and basically we do pretty much getting them onto the exchange, raising money for them, and I mentioned that to Christina too, because it's one of the things that we can do for her. But in addition to that, we also have about 250,000 active traders.
Nice.
So we've got
Great.
about another
distribution.
400. We have got plenty of that. So bringing people into the fold is very easy for us to do.
Oh, right
That's
on.
one of the things we do. So we also do a lot of launch pads for token sales, things like that, to get. In her particular case, it wouldn't work because she doesn't have a token now, but there's others who do. So yeah, we can do all of those kinds of things. So thank you. If you have any phone, just get a hold of Jeff or get a hold of me, Rick.
What brought you out?
Learn more about fintech in LA.
Are you part of LA Token or
Not at all.
So what's your gig? What's your gig?
So I just moved to LA. I'm in between jobs.
From where?
Washington D.C.
Oh, right on. Welcome to LA, dude.
Yeah, thank you very much.
This is the financial HQ right here.
You know, this is what I heard, so I had to come and move down here, trying to learn more about fintech, learn more about crypto assets, and I figured no better place to come to an event like this.
Dive in right there, dude.
Absolutely.
Right on. Well, welcome to LA, dude. Welcome to the scene.
Absolutely.
So, Christina, what brought you out tonight?
Well, I had a chance to pitch CoinGenius here at LA
what's
Fintech.
CoinGenius?
CoinGenius is the greatest thing. I'm just kidding. CoinGenius is AI for crypto. CoinGenius is getting better information to all traders. It's allowing the retail trader and the mom and pop shop and the family office and the hedge fund to all trade like a coin.
Nice. Well, thanks for coming down.
Thanks for
Great
having
presentation. That was the other video before this video.
Yeah, that last one.
What's
Thanks,
up, Brian? What brought you out
Thanks
tonight?
for you and this great event you put on. We really appreciate you putting this together. I think you did a great job bringing LA
Rick, I
Fintech
will be
together.
bugging you next week.
Always
Very
excited
much
to come
so.
down
Thank
and
you,
get
sir.
word out about building
Nice.
financial venture studio.
So, what is the Financial Venture Studios?
So we're a really early stage fintech specific fund and entrepreneur support program to really help high potential entrepreneurs build a product that can reach scale in the United States. It's a big complex market. It requires ability to talk to a lot of different stakeholders, from regulators and policymakers to investors, larger financial institutions, media, influencers like yourself, and other founders. And so we want to try to bring a lot of that into the early stage of the market and help founders grow their other businesses.
That's cool. Well, thanks for coming down.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Cool.
I'll catch up with you next year.
Yeah. Or hopefully sooner.
Yeah, hopefully soon for sure.
Cybersecurity companies, we've done work for.
So what brought you guys out today?
Only making appointments.
Just looking to meet people, connect with people, and get excited about what's happening.
Meet some people.
So because of today, I'm like, oh my god,
We've got a bunch of opportunities to connect.
Actually,
Are you in the fintech space already, or?
I am. Yeah, I focus on marketing, communications, and content.
Oh, cool. Nice. Well, thanks for coming down.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
yeah, we just.
I moved over from finance.
All right, we're gonna talk to more people.
Tech is just amazing.
What's going on, guys? What brought you guys out today?
Danny said he wanted to come to his first ever meetup.
Oh, nice. Got your cherry pop.
Never been to anything like this before.
Nice, dude. Welcome to LA. LA Fintech. You're in the fintech already, or?
Not at all. I'm trying to get involved.
Check it out.
Trying to learn as much as possible.
Learning some things. Right on. You're from UK or something, or?
Yeah.
What part?
Nottingham in England.
What?
Nottingham.
Oh, nice. That's cool. It's warm weather out here. A little warm.
Even in your winter.
No, it's actually cold right now. But, you know. Cool. Well, thanks for coming down. I'm sure it's a little bit different out there in the UK. It's like more currencies focus, right?
Yeah.
And interest rate swaps.
This is a very interesting scene.
What about you, Logan?
I'm here to meet more people.
Right on.
Good to see you.
What's the company? What's your business?
With the company Wirecash, we help folks in the U.S. immigrants send money to other countries.
Cool. Right on. Well, thanks for coming down and welcome for LA. So what's going on? So what brought you out tonight?
I kind of just literally stumbled upon it, but I'm glad I walked over.
Right on. Are you in finance right now?
I do invest, but I'm a graphic designer.
Okay, cool. Nice. What about you, Eric?
Just visiting again, second time out here, and I just wanted to, meet and greet some friends here and meet different people and take my practice to the next level.
Right on.
I do financial planning.
Cool. And what company?
I do it for Northwestern Mutual.
Oh, right on. Well, thanks for coming down.
We're just a data broker.
Cool.
We're the same person that you don't really need that.
Now we're in the bar now.
We generally have better information because
What's up,
it's
guys?
everybody. So.
What brought you guys out tonight?
Get in there, come
What brought you guys out?
We need a girl in there.
What's your business? What's your business? Don't be shy. Oh, he's shy.
You're asking.
Okay.
Wait.
Next one.
You're at. Okay.
Roberto, take it.
Go ahead, Roberto.
What brought you out?
Meeting people.
Just live, dude. Live, bro.
Fintech people. Yeah. LA space.
What's your business? Don't be shy, dude.
We're in a great space, fintech space on agricultural business.
And what is the agricultural business? What is that?
Farmers, mainly in Mexico, some here in the US.
And what do you guys do?
We lend money to them.
Oh, nice. Like factoring or something? Or?
Sometimes it's factoring, sometimes it's direct loaning.
Oh, nice. Right on. Well, thanks for coming out, dude.
Thank you.
What about you?
Hey, Jeff. Yeah, I'm at the same place. We're
Same thing?
Yeah, this is Produce Bay. This is
The
Produce
talker
Bay.
right here.
So
Right on.
yeah.
Cool.
Amazing.
What brought you out? Your girl took off. She ran, dude.
It's not my girl. Oh, jeez.
What brought you out, dude?
I work full time in the blockchain space. I run a consulting company. We deal with all sorts of different blockchain projects, from seed to much larger than seed right now. Can't talk too much about them, but yeah, it's a lot of fun, and this was a cool project. CoinGenius has got some really good, interesting things going on, and I'm excited.
What's your company?
Digital Asset Advisors.
Right on, dude.
Yeah, easy way to find it is daa.ninja.
Nice.
daa.ninja. So.
Well, thanks for coming down.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for bringing it on.
All right, man. There you go, Vern. LA Fintech. Closing it up.